and Jenna have returned with their notebooks, we can begin our notes today.
Wow.
Good job, everybody else who was responsible. Alright, so today we're going to be solving two-step equations. Pretty sure I'm going to stay away from any hard numbers that are decimals or fractions. Just a fly. Do you want me to turn off the lights?
Yeah, that'd be so cool. These classes even long, so empty.
You know, the one time I turned off the lights and the fly flew to the front of the room, and I had the marker on, like it is right now on blue, and the fly started crawling, and it made a blue line across the screen. It's pretty cool. I almost didn't want to
I want to fly to do that now.
Well, maybe he'll get brave. Right now he's hanging out, taking a break. Here he goes.
They're not going. It's not a bad.
Alright,
You guys are really fat going on it. You just like climbed up in the ceiling.
Alright, so today is October 9th, and solving two-step equation. So when solving equations, this is something we're going to come back to later on when we visit 8th grade standards later on. But this is 7th grade material. When solving equations that have more than one operation, you have to reverse your order of operation. So you think of parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So when you're solving for a variable, you're trying to do the order of operations backwards. So it's going to become adding and subtracting are what you have to unpack first, and then you would unpack multiply, divide, and then if you're ever doing Pythagorean theorem, you could undo your exponent with the square root. But this is
Why do you do that?
what?
Why do you do that?
Okay, well it's kind of like this. Like if I was talking about like an analogy for solving an equation would be like imagine, have you ever moved before, Izzy, or no?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever moved like in a house?
No. Yes.
Okay, is that Sean talking?
No, that's what?
Alright, Emma. I
That's
just knew it was behind
kind
you.
of mean.
You're sitting right next to each other.
Okay, I'm set.
You don't have a very deep voice. I'm sorry. Alright, give me a deep voice.
Hello.
Alright, if you talk like that, I'll know it's
People
Sean.
say something about this.
Alright, when you packed, Emma, what was your prized possession that you packed when you moved? Like a teddy bear or something?
Probably my blankets.
Okay.
I get cold up.
I'm gonna try it.
Food.
Alright, imagine these
Yes.
are blankets rolled up. Alright, so those are your blankets. Alright. Let's say those were on top, right? What are other things you have that packed? Toys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you put like a lamp in there or something. I don't know. Alright. So anyway, so when you're unpacking, like for you're moving, if you want to get to the blankets, what do you have to unpack first? The lamp. And so that's just like unpacking, adding and subtracting, because that's the last thing you put in. And then after you unpack the lamp, you'd have to get rid of the toys. And then finally, you can get to what you want. Well, that's the same thing when you're solving for a variable. So if we have our variable, let's call it M. No, let's call it something else. Let's call it W. You want to get the W, you have to unpack adding and subtracting first, and then multiply it and dividing second. And then you can get to your W. I think it might become more clear with some examples. Question? Well, you can't shake a paper. Well, it won't give you the answer. It won't give you the answer.
Have you never seen people like bang it on these cars? It works.
Good? Alright, so here's the steps. Step 1, identify your variable. For now, I want you to draw a divider on the equal sign. I do the squiggly. Some people might want to just do a straight line. Then we're going to undo or unpack, add and subtract on each side. After you undo, add and subtract, you want to undo, multiply, divide, and then you're going to be left with your variable. You're going to get an answer. You want to make sure your answer is right. Check your answer. I would always recommend checking your answer on an assessment. On your homework, It's a good idea, but probably not as necessary. Huh? Oh, I graded some checkpoints. I should probably pass this back. If we have time to work on this, if you guys need help, let me know. Sal? Can you go on the field trip? Nicole? Ben? Bill? Emma? So you guys think they're at Mohican yet, or do you think they're still driving?
Still driving.
Was it in the middle of Ohio?
They definitely got there.
No, they haven't.
No,
they
left really late.
Yeah,
they left
like halfway through first period. Yeah, because I was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They actually got like
They'll probably get there.
There's gonna be like one or two kids that get there, and they're like, I miss home. I need to go home. Did that happen when you guys went or no?
Yeah.
Don't expose anybody.
I was like
Boys
glad
had
to.
to go. We had to leave because they like fell and hit their head. And
I like came home.
rated it for them. Yeah. Like got and what if anyone was like, oh no, I forgot underwear. I hope not. I hope not.
All right, when I went to camping with students at my old school, there was this kid, and he was so skinny. Like, I mean, he's like a stick figure. And they would ring the bell in the morning, and then we'd all have to run up to the flag and line up in our groups. And this kid wasn't in line because we counted. I was missing a kid, and I was like, oh, I'll go check the cabin. So I go in the cabin, I look at a sleeping bag, and it's flat. Oh my goodness, did a bear take this guy? Where did he go? I think his name was Austin. I was like, where did Austin go? So I go and I check the showers, like maybe he's in the showers or in the restroom. No look, he's nowhere. And I'm like, so everybody's like looking in the woods and stuff. You guys know where he was? He was in the sleeping bag, but because he's so skinny, it looked flat. And it was like his head was like kind of underneath the cover top. So I was like, it was just like, this is what this kid looked like if he stood up. That was
For all the sixth graders watching, he just lifted up the dry erase board and put it sideways.
And then they had a staff scavenger hunt where you had to find staff members and we had to hide in different places. And like the one time I hid under this cabin and I army crawled, there was like, I shouldn't have done that because they told me there's raccoons that live under there. But luckily enough, when I got under there was no raccoons because I would have got scratched in the face pretty viciously. I had nowhere, I mean, I like covered my face in black and wore all black. Nobody found me that year. And then the next year, it was during the Browns draft, when they were drafting, and I knew I had to stay by the cabin so I could get Wi-Fi, so I could follow the. So I hid behind this dumpster and put a 2x4 over there. People found me that year. All right, are we good on these steps?
Well, we never got to do the scavenger hunt.
Well, it was called. This cabin was in it was Camp Kimball. It was in Michigan.
We're going to Michigan.
Yeah. There was a lot of mosquitoes in Michigan the one year. It was really bad. But I heard mosquito was Michigan State bird, so I think it's
No, it's like that's Alaska's state bird.
what mosquito?
Yeah, that's Alaska.
It's a bug. All right. So I'm gonna go through the steps. Identify the variable. Sarah, what's the variable? Thanks, Sarah. All right. So in the end, we want n by itself. All right. My next step is I'm going to draw a divider. If you want to just draw a straight line, that's fine. I draw a squiggly, so. Hannah, are we going to join the class soon? Come on, I don't want to wait for you. Alright, the next step is undo adding and subtracting. So what's the opposite of plus 1? Minus 1 on both sides. I'm actually going to put, can I go sub for subtract? You want me to actually spell it out? Sub 1 both sides. Alright, we're subtracting 1 on both sides. Whenever you add or subtract, you want to clean it up. Alright, somebody going to tell me what I'm left with so far. Check. Yes, so 0. 18. So what am I left with on the left side now? 3n. She said it equals 0. Do I need to write a 0 here? No. If you do, it's only going to confuse you. If you do want to write a 0, I would write a very small 0 right there. That's zeroed out. If you want to put it, it's gone. You don't have to, it's gone. Alright, that is one step. Now we have to unpack, multiply, divide. What do you think we're going to do on both sides now? Divide by 3. This is kind of like both of our, kind of like our homework, but now we're doing both of them together. Divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 equals 1n. So if you want to cancel out, it's 1n. 18 divided by 3 is going to equal 6. Alright.
Separate the steps with the lines. Okay.
In this step right here, we divided by, I'm just going to actually write divided by 3 since it's up there. Divided by 3. This is called two-step because we had to do we had to unpack 2 things. We've done 1 step so far, which is actually a 6th grade standard, and now this is more 7th grade. All right, now I said if you want to, you can check, right? So let me make a clone of this and move it to a new page. What is our number? 6. So let me go and put 6 somewhere. Alright, so we're checking, we got n equals 6, so we're going to check that. Alright, what do I mean by check it? You're going to put 6 in. Is this going to become 36 or does it become 3 times 6? So it's going to be 3 times 6, here, I'll make it a different color. 3 times 6 plus 1, does it equal 19? Let's see, 3 times 6 is 18. 18 plus 1 equals 19. Does it check out? Yeah, so that's how you can check. Is this like the last hot day of the year? It's going to be like almost 90 degrees. You guys want to try this on your own? Or you want to keep going together? Oh, alright, let's see. All right, this one's a little harder because of that negative in front of the 2. No. It's actually going to be a negative number. You should get a negative number for the game. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jenna, was that you on the announcement? No. It's, you guys hear that announcement? Whoever read that was really good. You guys didn't hear the announcements?
Never hear them.
Even mine usually was real muffled, but whatever girl read it, she did a really good job. She was real loud and excited. She's like, Bill's Club, next Tuesday. She just said the next meeting is next Tuesday. there's something back here.
Wait, really?
You got a puppy? Did you get a puppy?
Yeah, no, like, did you get a puppy? No, we did.
What
Okay,
type
I
of dog?
walked your dog yesterday and I
Is it a rescue or is it?
Wait, what type of dog? Did you get
Is it a is it a puppy or is it a 5 months old puppy?
I'm getting I have lost
We got our dog Maya when she was 8 months, and like her personality had
Right.
I mean,
Good.
black lab is a
Somebody else needs shocked. I hear. It looks like some people at this table are done.
You
You don't get this?
Maggie said that.
All right. Like so, this is where I see a little bit of confusion going on. There's two operations going on. What is going on between -2 and p? Ben. What type of math is going on here? Ben, I'm sorry for their disrespect. What type of math is going on if you don't see anything between 2 and p? Not addition. It's going to be multiply. So we're going to have multiply. Alright, and then the other thing that's going on here is going to be this. This means subtract. Alright. Mr. Garcia, but that I can see why this is getting confusing because some of you say, hey, that looks like it's like a -2. But it's actually -2 times p. So the opposite of times by -2 is going to be divided. It's just going to take some practice. We'll get used to it. Everybody agree those are the two things that we have to do in this problem at some point. We have to unpack. Alright, so Emma, what's the first thing I want to do on both sides? Yes, we're going to add, the opposite of subtract 5 is going to be to add 5 to both sides. Sean? I know. What's wrong with it? They just have to fast. They have to fast forward. I'm a very transparent teacher. Huh? They're gonna do this when they come back. Yeah. All right. 21 plus 5 is gonna be 26 equals. All right. What do I bring down? This is tricky. This zeroed out. Negative 2p. Yeah. So you want to bring down negative 2p. Alright, now we have to unpack multiply. What's the opposite of multiply by -2? So you're going to divide by -2 on both sides. P equals, alright, it's going to be a positive -13. -13. Alright, your answer should be P equals -13. Second. We got to make a choice. Do we want it to be loud or want it to be hot? Because as soon as we close those,
Loud, but not
keep them open. Keep them open.
Keep
That's fine. Keep them open. Huh? Alright. This is probably the last day it's going to be like this. I mean, the weather she's supposed to cool off.
Tomorrow you have to cool off. Let's waste the heat.
We good on this one? Try this one on your own. If I really wanted to make this hard, I could have made it like 8 plus 2 m equals -4. Anybody else need track before we go over? Alright. What type of operations are we looking ahead to see if we're going to unpack? We're adding here, and then what are we doing with this? We're doing division. So we know we have to undo adding and division, and then subtract. Okay, but in what order do we want to do first? Well, we want to undo add and subtract first because we're like unpacking that box. So you're going to subtract 8 on both sides. What are you left with? You're left with m over 4. Do you guys like this 0 out when I do that? Alright, 0's out. Equals 17 minus 8 is going to equal 9. Okay, now we have to unpack the divide by 4. The opposite of divide by 4 is times by 4 on both sides. Or multiply by 4. Okay, so then you're going to be left with m equals 36. I want to say, I believe, Nola asked a good question. Nola, what was your question? Her question is, why does that cancel out? Everybody see that? What number is in front of the m even if you don't see it? No. Raise your hand. Addison. It's going to be 1. Even though you don't see it, it's 1. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1m over 4 times 4. So we have 1m over 4 times 4. How do I write 4 as a fraction? Okay, let's go across. What does 1 times 4 equal? What does 4 times 1 times m equal? What does 4 times 1 times m equal? 4 times 1 is 4, times m is 4m. Is that right? So when you multiply this across, you get 4m over 4. What's 4 over 4 equal? 1. And it equals 1m. So that's why it cancels. So why, does that make sense of why this cancels like this? That was as good of an explanation as I could possibly give. Did you say it's amazing? This is my daughter. Give her anything. Keychain. My wife was so bad yesterday. She started crawling, and she wasn't there. She was coming back from getting dinner, and she crawled from one side of our cage to the other.
Your cage? She has a cage?
Yeah.
What?
That was a cage. What?
What was the cage you made? You keep your daughter in a cage for the dog or your daughter?
We put the daughter in the cage, and we keep the animals on the outside because they need more room to run.
Yeah. I understand.
No,
So it's like,
It's a cage.
like.
No, it's a playpen. It's a big, and it has like cushy little things in it, those little blocks.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is this the dog's cage?
Yeah, so the dog, it's to keep the dog hair out, and so the one dog, we're not sure. Here, try this one. I'm gonna see if I can get a video so that you guys don't think I am chaining her like a.
You explained it like that. In the cage. It's a cage. Like, okay, you can protect it.
She's doing 20 years to life, hard time.
What'd she do? She has to. She but when she was born, she was in their patches. So she just don't think about it.
I knew you guys think you were born. I tell my brother that all the time. What? You were born. He goes, what did I ever do to you? I said you were born.
Took all the biscuits.
Your body decided not to give up on you.
Looks like she just got like into a war fight.
It's a playpen. It's big. It goes.
That's like one of those dog
She's
cages. Playpen
Okay,
is like
first
for
of
the
all,
whole
she's
living room.
not that tall. Her legs end like right here. She's got a whole, and there's a lot of cushions in here. Like, it takes up space. Trust me. And that's like really cushy. Like, it's real soft, so when she falls and cracks her head, it doesn't give her a concussion or nothing. She's good. What? You guys talking about concussion? What are you saying?
I like the dog.
You're just jealous because you don't have one of these.
I know I am not. I bet a ton of dog hair gets in that. Yeah. And playpens are usually around the dog. Maybe instead of dog, the dog would like rub against the couch. The one rubs against those jail bars. It's like the hair gets in the yeah.
Yeah, she would grab it from the inside. She'd be like, ah, she wants to grab everything. No, this is good because it keeps the dog hair out.
I
and
bet
then
he
we
grabs
also-
the dog. Is your dog with the mouth face yet? If I don't know. Garcia, did your dog always stick everything in her mouth now?
Is she what?
My dog stick everything in her mouth.
Yeah, she eats everything.
Yeah. Does she come to the stage with screams a bunch of noises?
She's making noises now.
Alright, look at stage. So cute. Maybe because it's up to that, it was enjoyable. Let's do that.
All right, if you have an answer, I can check it.
Yeah, I love that.
It should be negative 10. Awesome. That's the best one.
I did not get that.
I don't know. I think it's yeah. Right. Alright, we're probably at about 60, 65% are getting it. I think everybody's kind of getting the steps except for a couple people. What is the first step? Other than the squid? Is it? Okay, subtract by 6. This is where most of the mistakes I saw were made. Okay. These integers, adding and subtracting them, it's not going away. It's going to be on equations. It's going to be on combining like terms. It's going to be in math for the rest. You guys know how sometimes you learn something, like, I don't know, let's say for history or for science, so that you master it, and then you never really see it again?
Yeah.
Math is different. Like, you don't know something, it's going to come back and get you. It's like a stalker. Stalking you, waiting for when you're this long. Somebody told me yesterday, they go, I'm going to just wait and do it. I'm going to do an assessment after school. That way I can get answers on this stuff. I was like, what? Like, even if you're only cheating yourself, if you're not, make flashcards if it helps you. This is stuff for it. Ask me for a website. I got this website called Archidemics. If you're having trouble with this, go to archidemics.com, click on integers. I can show you what I mean. Negative 10 minus 6 is going to be negative 16. So we have x over 3 comes down, that zeroed out. Okay, what's the opposite? So this will subtract 6. What's the opposite of divide by 3? Multiply by 3. You guys see why I write it up here? Because it's like 3 over 1, and I just say it cancels. A negative times a positive is a negative 48. Good. Oh, I'm sorry. I did put a hard one in here. Huh?
How do you do that?
It's a moth?
It's there. The fashion.
It's
You
fit.
got no decimal.
In fashion.
It's a bat. It's a pterodactyl.
This dumb decimal is fashion.
What are we gonna do with it?
2/3 of what equals
Are you sure about that?
Alright, I have the answer to the easy.
Oh, buddy.
Slide in your cake.
It does wings. It learns how to fly. All right, hold on. What'd you get?
8 is 21.
I got 51. Yeah, it's 51. Here, I'll find your mistake. All right, this one is harder. Emma, there's a bird next to you now. It's really weird. There's a bird right next to you. my god.
Wait, is that access?
That's the bird getting grinded up.
What is that? Is that a real word?
She's like Mother Nature, they just come to her. First it's a moth, now it's a bird.
That's fake. That's fake.
Alright, anybody have an answer? I'll check. I know this one's hard.
Got it?
Are you gonna wipe it off? Is that my marker? Yes. Yes.
Concerned.
Alright. What's my first step? Let's go with. So, what do you want to do on both sides? Subtract 7. But then you clean it up. I'm going to do something. You tell me if you like it or not. What if I wrote it like this? 2/3 A plus 0 equals 34. Why? You didn't have a reason. Why do you or don't like it? Yeah. Because the whole purpose of solving for an equation is to get A by itself. So if you're going to zero it out, if you want to write 0, would you rather just write it up here, right? Okay, so now you're left with 2/3 A equals 34. Our first step is subtract 7 on both sides. Alright, now we have to do the opposite. Ella said divide by 2/3. Is she going to get the right answer if she does this? Yes. Did I show this in this class or no? Did we talk about this or no?
Yeah.
No?
It's something one out.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this twice. Alright. So some people say divide by 2/3 on both sides. They're gonna say this is gonna one out. A equals. Now this is what this means. 34 divided by 2/3. Keep it, change it, flip it. Well, this is going to become, I'm going to cross simplify. That's good. 2 goes into 2 once. 34, 2 goes into 34. Is that 17? 17 times 3 equals 51. So I get 51. Did that way work? Yes. We're going to call this example 5A, and then I'm going to go back to this part. So, some Some people say, well, you could just multiply by 3 over 2 on both sides. That's going to cancel. You're going to be left with A equals. And it's the same thing here. You're going to cross, you're going to get 1, you're going to get 17. 17 times 3 equals to 51. Yes. 17 times 3, it's going to be 21. And it's going to be 5. Alright, so which one looks easier? Example 5A or 5B? You like it with the dividing fraction? Will this work? Does it make sense? Yes. But look what happens. When you keep it, change it, flip it, aren't you essentially doing over here what you could have just done right here? So it's the same idea. Is this the last one? Last one.
That's what it would be, right?
No, I'm going to start this one. You got to distribute the -3 first. Okay, you got to distribute the -3 first. No. Alright. Alright. I'm going to start you on this. Before you can do anything, you have to distribute. What is -3 times x going to be? -3x. What is -3 times -4? A negative times a negative is positive 12 equals 69. Okay. So that's what you did when you distribute. And now this is just like all the other examples where you're going to subtract 12, then divide by -3.
So this is a 3-step one.
Those of you that had me last year, I did a little bit with distribution, right? Okay. Maybe not a lot with negative, but did Mr. Fickle do distribution with the rest of you? He did a little bit? see if I can clarify it. Hold on. When you're here, I'll try to explain it better in a second. I would read this as -3 times x minus 4. But when you're distributing, you want to attach whatever symbol is in front of the number to that number. So instead of treating it like a 4, you can treat it like -4. What?
Two things. One.
Let me explain something to her. Wait, which guys? I don't know what everybody's getting out of their seat. Hey, can we sit down real quick? There's a good question. Alright. Did you get the right answer? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right, so I'm gonna go over this distribution idea because there's a good question on it. So somebody asked, imagine I change this, girls. Imagine I change this instead of having -3 as +3. Tell me if this makes sense. This literally means 3 sets of, we have x minus 4, that's 1, plus x minus 4, that's 2, plus x minus 4, that's 3. You guys, if I'm gonna put parentheses, but I'm gonna put it in Magic Pen so it goes away. You guys literally see? That's 3 sets of x minus 4. If you combine all that together, what is x plus x plus x equal? Hold on. What's 1x plus 1x plus 1x equal? So we're going to get 3x, and what's minus 4 minus 4 minus 4 equals -12. Now when we do the distributive property, is 3 times x going to give you the 3x? Is 3 times -4 going to give you -12? Yes. So, are we good on that right now? Does that make sense, Ellen? The question was, what about this? Because now we have a negative, and it changed the signs from a 3x to a -3x. It also changed the sign from a -12 to +12. What is going on here? Well, if you think about it like what we did here, it's not 3 times this. It's the opposite of 3 times this. Because that would be like -x. What's the opposite of -4? +4 plus -x plus 4 plus -x plus 4. So if you combine like terms on this one, you're going to have -x, -x, -x. You're going to get -3x. And when you do it this way, you're going to get +4 plus 4 plus another 4. 4, 8, 12. So you're going to get +12 because it's all positive. So when you do this, negative 3 times negative 4, a negative times a negative is a positive 12. That's just kind of... Alright, going back to the problem though. Go ahead. What's my first step, Sean? I distributed it.
First step would be to subtract 12 on both sides.
Good. This zeroes out. You left with negative 3x equals. This is going to be 57. This is where mistakes were made. Equal divided by 3. Is dividing by 3 going to get rid of negative 3? No, you're going to divide by negative 3. Negative divided by negative equals a positive 1. X equals negative 19. Why is it negative? Because a positive divided by negative is negative. Alright, pass that your homework. We have almost 10 minutes. You can start your homework.
That's the smell of burning wood.
Alright, still have time to get checkpoints fixed. And homework. The back is blank. You can do your work on the back if you can't do it on the front. Can somebody pass this off?
This is what my garage smells like. I like it smell. See. My hair's cutting.
Alright, who are we missing? We're missing Regan. I know. Yeah, that's more important. Yeah.
I have to fix it.
Fix what?
Number 13 and 15.
Yeah. Alright,
I
so
don't understand it.
number 13. Thank you. Let me stop it.